What is up, posers? Welcome to the most underrated channel on YouTube. That is right, I am no longer calling myself unfunny. I am no longer doing the self-deprecation thing. From now on, we are going at this with the overconfidence of a drunken stuntman. We are going to manifest, baby! Manifestio Porosis. Anyway, today marks Band Bmonday number 11, which is an installment that I probably should have saved for next Halloween because it involves witches. I'm not even sure if I can legally say the word witches anymore. Ever since Disney released Honkus Ponkus 2, they've probably copyrighted the term. I don't know if they can do that for sure, but I'd imagine they could because at this point I think they have enough money to buy the sun. But luckily, witches are only half of the equation. The actual topic for today's Band Bmonday is vomit. In our last installment of Band Bmonday, we pitted the Creepmeisters, Gatecreeper, and Creeping Death together in a balanced assessment of their powers. But today, we are going to be delving into the world of heavelords, witch vomit, and vomit forth. So grab that carpet cleaner before Mom gets home because there is vomit in the carpet, and we need to clean up the vomit that is in the carpet before Mom gets home. Now, we must ask ourselves, what is it that would inspire a death metal outfit to name their operations after vomit, throw up, if you will? Well, in order to delve into the psychology of this decision, I have spoken with our in-house vomit expert, Veronica.
Well, first and foremost, I just want to thank you for talking with me here today. I understand that you are considered the foremost expert in your field, which is the field of throwing up on the carpeted flooring, even though the hardwood was just an inch away from it, and you could have thrown up there instead where it's easier to clean up. Can you expand a little bit on what brought you into studying this area? It's fascinating.
Portland's witch vomit has been conjuring chunky cheese since 2012. They have released 2 full-length albums entitled A Scream from the Tomb Below and Buried Deep in a Bottomless Grave, as well as 3 EPs entitled The Webs of Horror, Poisoned Blood, and Abhorrent Rapture. And I believe that the EPs loosely tell the story of why you don't want to rely too heavily on WebMD. All of these albums were lost in the woods near Burkittsville, Maryland in 1994. They were found by an archaeological survey team 1 year later. And hailing from Connecticut is Vomit Forth. Though not directly connected to witches, in spite of being more geographically close to Salem, they are more of a safety-based band, and I can always appreciate when a band prioritizes safety as their main point of existence. They are here to remind us that vomiting forth is critical, because if you vomit backwards, that is called eating, and that can lead to some trouble. Vomit Forth has released the full-length entitled Seething Malevolence, as well as the EPs Inherent Laceration and Northeastern Deprivation. And I gotta tell you, I would probably be seething too if a laceration was the only thing that I had inherited in a will. Now, in our previous installment of Band Bmonday, we decided to pick 2 songs to analyze based on using pickerwheel.com and selecting them with a random wheel. But today, we're going to do things a little bit different. I am going to take the albums that are nearly the same in length, 2019's Buried Deep in a Bottomless Grave by Witch Vomit, and 2022's Seething Malevolence by Vomit Forth. And then I am going to take the only 3 food items in the universe that can make me throw up on impact. Those are green olives and blue cheese combined together, and flavorless sparkling water. I know some of you might enjoy these foods, but to me it's like eating television static and somebody else's bile. Believe me, I wish I liked this stuff. After we have selected the songs, I will throw up again, and this time I will have my children's advent calendars in front of me, one to represent witch vomit and the other to represent vomit forth, and whichever one I throw up on will be the winner. Originally, I was going to use our leftover Halloween jack-o'-lanterns that are still on the porch, but they are currently frozen because I live in the Midwest. I don't recommend it. Now, it occurs to me that putting this in my mouth could wind up causing me to throw up immediately upon impact, and if that is the case, we'll just go ahead and take the first song. From each, from whatever the fuck, Gorgon Vomit or whatever. Which vomit bands am I doing again? There's a number of them. Isn't there one called Wraith Vomit too or some shit? Alrighty, here we go. The Forbidden Butt Plug. Anyways, I guess this is Running on Empty, the Forbidden Gallbladder, going in.
Are you okay?
How long have I been gone? How old is this ketchup? Yes. Well, that's not a very nice thing to say about my mother. She's a sweet lady.
Anyway, Circle of Blood is a song from Witch Vomit that we'll be looking at, and it is from the EP, the Poison Blood EP, and we'll read through the lyrics here a little bit. Seeping through a vortex, a portal, corrupting, devouring my rotten mind. Now this is obviously, in my opinion, this really speaks to brain decay after eating blue cheese, clearly. Alright, and then mind, flesh, and blood, useless to me, a gift, an offering to a greater being. Greater being, I think, could refer to anyone who does not eat blue cheese. And then we go to a force from beyond that never was, yet always is, a vengeful power seeking to claim flesh in its service. A black shadow haunting drags me like a dead corpse through an ongoing morgue. An ongoing morgue, of course. That's very different from a living corpse being dragged through a morgue that has been canceled. Now there's a lot of stuff about cum in this paragraph. We'll move on now to the song called Pillar of Rot from Northeastern Deprivation, the album by Vomit Forth. And we'll read some lyrics here. First, fistful of hardened flesh, blood-mouth-filled sadist rest, dreams of falling into leech-filled arms, stripped and crawling, torn down and bound for ascension, fistful of hardened flesh. Obviously, for me, what this speaks to is cooking. Cooking good food, like rotten flesh, as opposed to green olives. And there's a lot about culinary delight in here. Eating, burning, cutting, culling. Eating, burning, cutting, culling. It's like a musical version of an episode of Chopped. When we get down to the bottom here, distorted faces to replace solace, torturing the child on the brink of suicide, granting death on a bed made of stone, in the eyes of the great one I'm left alone. Christ, that's just unpleasant. I think at the end of the day, it's safe to say that both Witch Vomit and Vomit Forth deserve a good out of 10, the highest and only rating that we offer here at The Average Poser, and I'm gonna go figure out what day it is. This has been Band Bmonday 11, and y'all have a good go away. What if we're AI generated and we just don't know it yet?